Let's talk about neural interfaces, shall we? That's when computers or the internet are literally wired directly into your brain. Every time I mention this as a possible mark of the beast, people think that I've just went off the deep end or that I've been watching too many science fiction movies. So let's talk about neural interfaces and learn some facts, shall we? Facts that I covered in my book, Big Brother, The Orwellian Nightmare Come True, published now almost 2 years ago in February of 2011, where I discuss BrainGate, among other neural interface applications, which was developed in 2003, a decade ago, where they're wiring in neural interfaces into people's brains so that they can literally just think, and a computer will interface with them, and a cursor will move around. They can click enter and things just from thinking about it. Of course, this is a system that they're using on paralyzed people as an attempt to get them to interface with the computers since they can't move their hands. And then there's, of course, military applications. Thank you, DARPA, for investigating these things. One white paper called Human Performance, published in 2008, explained the most successful implementation of invasive interfaces has occurred in medical applications in which nerve signals are used as a mechanism for information transfer. Adversarial actions using this approach to implement enhanced, specialized sensory functions could possibly be limited in a limited form now, with developing the capability in the future. Then there's another military document titled Information Operations, a New War-Fighting Capacity, which forecasts government technology that they expect to have in the year 2025, where they say, quote, the implementation of a microscopic brain chip performs two functions. First, it links the individual to the IIC, the Information Integration Center, creating a seamless interface between the user and information resources. In essence, the chip relays the processed information from the IIC to the user. Second, the chip creates a computer-generated mental visualization based upon the user's request. So the military has been planning for these sorts of things and done experiments with them, of course, in animals where they can just literally control the animal. We'll get to that later. But the document here claims that the device, quote, it says, an implanted microscopic chip does not require the security measures to identify whether the right person is connected to the Information Integration Center, whereas a room helmet or sunglasses requires additional time-consuming access control mechanisms to verify an individual's identity and the level of control within the cyber situation. See, so they're just worried about somebody picking up maybe a cell phone or a computer and using it without authorization. So let's just plug the computer right into someone's brain. Oh yeah, just listen to this. This gets so much better. The document foresaw resistance to such ideas, saying, quote, implanting things in people raises ethical and public relations issues. While these concerns may be founded on today's thinking, in 2025 they may not be as alarming. It goes on to say that the civilian populace will likely accept implanted microchips that allow military members to defend our vital national interests. Oh, there's resistance to implanting computer chips into your brain now, but in the future, they will accept it as part of a national security to keep you safe. That's fantastic. It also says here that the capability will have extraordinary commercial applications from medical advances. These devices will help restore patients' damaged neural, audio, and visual systems and will enable them to achieve the ultimate virtual reality trip. Oh, isn't that what I said about the mark of the beast? The possible mark of the beast, and that's what this could be. A neural interface, plugging it into your brain, giving you godlike power, turning you into your own cybernetic god, where you just think things and you can just, see them, know them, do them in the virtual world. Of course, giving up your own control because, as you know, your computers crash, your iPhones crash, cell phones crash, but let's just plug those right into our brain. That's just a great idea. Hey man, anything for godlike power in today's society, these mindless morons will be willing to do. Here, the Human Performance document that I mentioned earlier acknowledges the evils of using such devices, and it says that one can consider the potential that an adversary might use the invasive interfaces in military applications. For example, they would be able to remotely guide or control a human being. Oh, jeez. Oh yes, it continues to list examples of experiments where they were able to remotely control animals as if they were remote-controlled toys, saying that there has been non-medical research into remote monitoring and control of animals, rats, sharks, pigeons, etc., with applications in research or law enforcement with related strong interest in the popular press. That's fantastic. So not only has certain companies developed neural interfaces already, and the government is planning to implement them into soldiers and to reduce the resistance to such things. But Intel, you know, you've heard of Intel, the big computer chip company here. They've also discussed plans for surfing the internet by using a neural interface. Or even if not, wiring it into your brain by somehow putting something on your head that can then just read your mind, and then also inject information and connect with your neurons that way too. Yes, an article in Computer World magazine published in 2009 discussed how the computer giant Intel thinks that by the year 2020, we will not use a computer keyboard to control computers or a mouse, and that we won't need cell phones or televisions anymore because we'll have neural interfaces. The article reads, quote, "Big Brother won't be planting chips in your brain against your will. Researchers expect that consumers will want the freedom they gain from using the implant." The freedom you gain from wiring the computer directly into your brain. That's great here. It says, "We're trying to provide you to prove that you can do interesting things with brainwaves. Eventually, people may be willing to be more committed to brain implants. Imagine being able to surf the web with the power of your thoughts." Oh. Well, I mean, I can see how that would be kind of interesting, but I can also see the dangers to that. See, what's going to probably happen as we move forward in society, when the trans-humanist agenda comes forward, that's when human beings will literally become cybernetic organisms. They're going to just merge man and machine. You're going to see two classes of people. Okay, you're going to see the people that resist this and do not do it, and you're going to see the cybernetic gods, these cyborgs, these transhumanists, evolve into superhuman beings, into essentially gods on planet Earth. And so it's going to be very tempting, and you're going to have large portions of the resistance. A lot of Christians are going to resist this technology and start living like the Amish. Or maybe not quite that extreme, but maybe limiting the technology to, say, early 2010 technology. No more implanting things into your brain. I mean, in 2005, the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, approved a depression implant. Okay, they just implanted wires into somebody's brain. The FDA approved it to make you feel better. Oh, do you feel depressed? Don't worry. Don't go out and make some new friends. Don't go out and get some hobbies. Don't go play some sports once a week. Don't improve your diet. Don't start exercising. Meet some friends at the gym. No, just take your neural interface brain depression implant, and you'll feel better. You'll feel better. So, yeah, I mean, you might recall, some people may remember in the 1993 film Demolition Man, starring Sylvester Stallone, that when the prisoners were put in prison, they had neural interfaces plugged into their brain to then implant rehabilitation thoughts into them. So, I mean, we may actually enter into a time when they're going to try to start forcibly implanting these things into people, into prisoners. But even if we don't get that far, that Orwellian, that creepy, really beyond Orwellian, these sorts of systems will no doubt be seen as the coolest thing. I mean, you think your iPhone is cool, okay? Just imagine plugging that into your brain and you just become your own cybernetic god. Yeah, don't worry about the consequences. Don't worry about any sort of infections or any hacking or just losing your mind, having this beast system, which could potentially become artificially intelligent, the singularity, as they say. Don't worry about that thing just having control over your mind. That's okay. So this could be the mark of the beast. In the Bible, the book of Revelation, it talks about a mark on your hand or on your head. So the mark of the beast may actually be a neural interface. When the Antichrist, the counterfeit Christ, the Illuminati Christ, this false Messiah, the Illuminati spokesman, the king of the world, the king of the New World Order. Once this guy steps forward and the infrastructure is being built for that with the Illuminati, with the secret societies, they're paving the path for that. That's what they're preparing for. He may very well be one of the most advanced cybernetic organisms and offer humankind this godlike power to worship him. And they may say that you're going to live forever. You know, they may tweak your DNA, do some genetic modification with some nanorobots that they're going to put inside of you. And that may be what he offers people. Is he's going to say, hey, folks, I've cured aging. We've prevented you from getting old. We now have the eternity utopia here on planet Earth. And, you know, I'm your God here. I'm the Christ. Just worship me. And then, you know, you can hang out on planet Earth forever and ever and ever. Now, that's provided that, you know, hopefully the prophecy is true that Jesus returns after 3.5 years and stops this. But even if that is true, I mean, this is a terrible, creepy thing for years and years. Even if the 3.5-year prophecy is accurate, I mean, who knows? It could be a misinterpretation. It could be 3 generations. Who knows? But this is what's coming, or at least this is what they're trying to do. Intel, the government, it's pretty creepy. So if you want to learn more, I cover it in a little bit more detail in Big Brother, The Orwellian Nightmare Come True. You can get it on Amazon.com, Kindle, or Nook. And it's available on an iBook store, some of the other ebook reader stores as well. So I'm Mark Dice. Thanks for watching. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Check out some of the previous videos. And there's more on the way.